Everybody, I am so glad you are right here, right now, joining us live monthly. Now, if you aren't live, if you're watching the replay, it's just as good for you. Maybe I know this is hard in the middle of the day in some places of the country or around the world, wherever you are. Maybe it's the middle of the night, wherever you are. But if you're here live, awesome. Thank you for joining me. We'll get to the end. If this is the first time joining me live or joining us live, this incredible group, at the end, I will answer your questions. So do me a favor, if you have a question at the end, because I love all the comments and they're right here. I can see everything you guys say right here. Put a question mark in the beginning of your question. So when I scroll through and all these comments are coming in, I can know which one's a question. I'll get to as many as I possibly can. We got a great topic today. It's only because, so I want to share with you. Let me back up. I am immersed in all that we do. I've read tens of thousands of your comments online in our amazing group like this, people in our emails, the phone calls we get. I just got done, I was in Utah, did an event with Tony Robbins, thousands of people there, and I get feedback. And when there's a topic that I hear about, like, let me digress here for a second. Did you ever have somebody tell you to read a book, and then like 2 days later, someone else tells you to read the book, and then like a week later, someone else tells you about the book, then you're like, I gotta get that book. It's the same with a restaurant. You hear it 3 or 4 times, you gotta go, right? So the topics that I pick on a monthly basis with you here, with me in training you, are topics that just that month prior, that's what I heard the most buzz of. I heard enough people talk about it, enough people worry about it, enough people want answers on it. So then I dive in, go deep, and I prepare my lesson like I did here. We got 5 or 6 pages of my lesson that I put together over the last couple of nights on teaching. Tonight, or today, I mean, we're doing this in the middle of the day, but today I want to talk about the money mindset and what money means to you. What it can mean for you and how to get more of it. As simple as that sounds, sometimes, actually more than sometimes, in so many cases, the thoughts, the beliefs, the challenges, the frustrations, the worry about money are the exact thing that are things that are holding us back from gaining more of it. So I want to spend some time and go through what I believe will change your thoughts on money. And then at the end, towards the second half, I want to go through ways to create more of it. If you guys are okay with that, if you're cool with that, then let me know. I'll look at this as much as I can without being distracted. And secondly, so at the end, if you have a question, put a question mark first so I can see it. I just thought about that. And then also, because you're here live, again, if you're watching the replay on this, awesome, you're getting the same wisdom. But if you are here live, I'm doing something pretty cool. I want to give away 2 platinum tickets to our yearly Edge event to honor you for taking the time to be here. And again, if you're watching the replay, it doesn't mean I don't honor you if you were working and couldn't watch me. But for those live and those asking questions, I want to reward you for being here. So at the end of this, I'm going to give away 2 tickets to the Edge event. I think they're $997 tickets. You're going to get 2 of them. If you have the basic tickets already, these will upgrade you. And it'll be an honor. We get a chance to meet in person and be at the Edge. So towards the end, the same thing is I'm gonna have someone on my team. We have somebody watching this chat besides me. I'll have Tanner pick. So if you want to win, just simply type the word win in the chat. Just say win, and we're just gonna randomly pick somebody. You don't have to jump through any hoops. You don't have to do anything. You're here. So I'm excited and I'm happy that you're here, and that's how I'm gonna reward you. So let's talk about money. Money is a weird thing to talk about to some people. It might even be a weird subject to you. And before I get to that, before I talk about how I think money is the weirdest thing in the world, it's like we have this weird, I said weird way too many times, we have this relationship with money. Like, think about if we were a therapist, right? If we were at a therapist and like money was on one couch and you were on the other and the therapist was there. Money is one of those things that you some people don't like it or afraid to think about it or don't want to talk about it too much. Some people even think money may be bad or money is evil, while simultaneously, it's the thing that causes the most stress and worry in their life. It's really crazy. It's like you desire it because it'll release pain, but at the same time, you're kind of pushing it away. So that's 30,000 foot. Let's dig in. But first, some cool stats I think you guys should look at. CNBC says finances are the leading cause of stress in a relationship. CNBC. Kansas State University did a study, and I'm just pulling little pieces out of a long article, but the top predictor of a divorce is arguing about money. Here's another stat. 76% of all Americans say that money is the leading cause of stress in their life. So if 76% of the people say money is the leading cause of stress in their life, what do you think the number one cause of heart disease, cancer, anxiety, stress, the worry, the things that are crippling our community, our stress? And this report says 76% of people are, the most thing they're stressed about is money in their life. So again, here we go with that relationship. We despise it in so many cases where we get mad on how we can earn it. We get mad we don't have enough of all this stuff. While simultaneously, it's the one thing that can take away so much stress in our lives. So we're going to create a new relationship here in the next few minutes. And I'd really love for you to be open-minded. You know, sometimes we say, hey, I want you to think about this. Sometimes I will talk to people and they want the magic bullet, the magic pill, the magic keypad to hit that is going to make them money overnight. The magic money machine. Hell, there's a lot of people on Facebook making money selling the magic money machine, right? And the more I've been in this game of helping, this industry of helping others achieve more success, more financial success, more stability, while simultaneously where I came from of having nothing in the evolution, the more I look at that, the more I see the evolution of it is 80%, and I probably would have said 20%, then 30%, then 40%. The older I get, I realize that 80% of what you need to make more money, to be more successful, to start your own business, or thrive in the one that you have, or take a side hustle or side business, or evolve through the ranks in the current job you have, or the sales position, or if you're a network marketer, the ability for you to go faster, quicker, and higher literally lies between here. I think 80% lies between here, and the last 20% are the tactical strategies that you use, whether that's making money in real estate, like I teach so many of my students to do, or making money online, or making money with stocks, or making money in your own business or your own company, or selling information, or whatever it is that you do. I really believe that 20% is the end, because if this isn't right, if the foundation isn't right, things just fall apart, things crumble, you give up too soon, you get frustrated too easy, anxiety and overwhelm happen too fast, and then you back up and you retreat and go, maybe next time. And then you go for the next business or the next thing. I mean, how many times do you bounce and bounce and bounce thinking, this one will be the magical one, this one will be the magical one? No, without the core foundation for success, you could bounce around from job to job, business to business, opportunity to opportunity for your whole life. And I want that to stop. And that's why I don't take you guys being a part of this group lightly. I want to share with you what I believe are the greatest strategies to get you to that next level of where you want to go. So thank you for all the comments of the win. Okay, so let's get to some. Let's get to the money relationship and the beliefs that so many people have. And maybe some of these you don't have. So let me go through 4 beliefs that I think are crippling if you have any ounce of it. And we want to spin those today. So number 1, money is scarce. We've all been told that money doesn't grow on trees. And what that is we feel that money is scarce, or in fact, we live in a fear that it's going to run out or going to vanish. And we know that money doesn't vanish. Money's not going away. There's the same amount of money, if not more, around the world than there's ever been. It's not getting smaller. Think about that. Like, really think what I just said. Money is not shrinking, right? In fact, this year in America alone, and I've said the stats, a lot of you have heard this, but because it boggles my mind, that there's 1,700 new millionaires being created every day in America. Think about that, 1,700 new millionaires every single day in America. Is that 80? Doing the math? Like every hour, every. I mean, it's crazy, right? So think about that. And I took some notes here. So instead of the question, and this is one I really want you to think about. What happens is when we think about money is scarce and it doesn't go on trees, and we have this feeling that it's getting shrinking and it's going away, what we ask ourselves is this: how do I protect myself? How do I save this money? How do I make sure no one takes what I have? and that mindset keeps you on the sidelines. I want you to say, what about asking yourself a different question? Because here's the thing, if money doesn't disappear, if we know it's the same amount or more, can we agree on that? If it's not disappearing, then all it is money is moving from one group of people to another group of people. Same amount of money. If there's still, let's say there's $100 and you're moving it around amongst a bunch of people, it's just who's getting the chunk of it. There's still $100. The same sum total is there. It's just moving differently. So the question you should be asking yourself is not how do I hold on to what I have? How do I make sure I don't lose any of this? How do I make sure, I keep the lights off at night? I'm not saying you shouldn't be conservative. What I'm saying is instead of having that mindset, what we should be saying is how do I become the person? And this is one, write this down. I hope you're paying attention here today, guys. I hope you're not playing with social media, looking around, try to focus on this, because the question should be, how do I become the person where the money is moving to rather than away from? Right? Just the same thought process, just a different shift. Instead of thinking money is scarce and it's going away, even though there's 1,700 new millionaires a day in America alone being created right now. Money's not getting scarce. It's just those people, money is flowing to them, and somebody else who's standing there trying to protect themselves and thinking a scarce mindset, their money is slowly going away. Now, I am surely not going to be an advocate or say that you shouldn't be conservative, that you shouldn't save money, that you shouldn't be smart with your money. Of course you should. But here's what I know. In the evolution of my life of going from that kid living in a bathroom with my dad and not having money and all those things, and I'm not saying that to give you my pitch or my story, but when I look back at when I tried to save and be conservative because I listened to, maybe grandparents that went through the Depression, or listened to people that, was like, you're crazy. What I realize is when you change your mindset on money, when you gain the capabilities, and when you take action, it is, in my opinion, you could disagree with me, in my opinion, money is easier to flow to you and make it than it is to save it. I even look at that in my business. I'll be like, hey, let's tighten up on expenses. And I'll look through all these things like, okay, if we tighten up all those, because we're such a big company now, we could save this much. But if I write a new book, if I start a new campaign, if I do some more real estate deals, I can bring in this much with the same amount of effort. Like, save this much or just make this much. How the hell with it? Keep everybody there, keep the lights on. I'm gonna go make it over here. Now, I might be an extreme, but I'd like to give you a little bit of that. That if we stand on the sidelines envying those making more, being not jealous, but like desiring what other people have, but we're afraid because we want to hold on to what we have and be afraid to take action, a lot of times those opportunities pass us by. Okay, number 2, thank you guys for the comments coming in. Laura, you're awesome too. This is awesome. We didn't say I was awesome, but I'm going to say you're awesome. Let's look at number 2. We believe if we make it, that we're taking it from others or hurting others. And that's so false. But I want you to dig in, and I'm not going to go deep on this one. I just want you to think about that, because I will talk to people who are just anti-money. They want to be in, it's this like two forces fighting inside their body. They want to start their own business. They want to be a capitalist. They want to be an entrepreneur. They want to take ownership of their life. They want to be in control, while simultaneously they feel bad because they feel like if they're making too much of it, they're actually taking it from other people. You're not. In fact, I want you to have a new thought process on that. When you make money, if you want to change the world, if you want to make an impact on your family, if you want to make an impact on your church, if you want to make an impact on those that need it, those in Houston right now, those in Florida right now, or those struggling in the Midwest, or those struggling in Mexico, or around the world, or build a school in Africa, you have a desire, you have an obligation to make money. And in fact, when you make money, you help the world thrive. If you get the economy in your house thriving, and you get that security and confidence and feel like I'm freaking safe no matter what, I'm making enough to live the lifestyle I want, I'm safe, you get to impact other people. Now, let's take it to another level. You start making more money. Are you actually taking it from people? Or if you get the economy in your house going, and then you flourish in your house, do you maybe hire someone to take care of your lawn? Do you hire someone to take care of your house? Do you hire someone to make meals for you? Do you drop off more dry cleaning? Do you get a new car? Do you maybe upgrade in a house? Do you start leaving the air condition lower? Do you get a personal trainer? Do you get a naturopath? Do you get a nutritionist? When you make money, you help the world grow. This is the complete opposite. It's completely false to think that if you make money, you're hurting someone else. When you make money and change the economy in your house, you can change the economy and affect the world. Someone who doesn't have a job mowing a lawn right now could have a lawn mowing company or business if you get out there and make more money and start spending it. So that whole, if I make money, I'm taking it someplace else, is completely false. And in fact, I had the opportunity to spend 2 separate years, a whole week with Richard Branson on his island. If you don't know who he is, he's the billionaire that started all the Virgin companies, Virgin Records, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile, all those companies, right? I helped raise $1 million for his charity, and we got invited to go to his island, and he came, and it was awesome to spend time with a billionaire. And one morning, I get up at 5, and everybody else didn't, and he did, and he saw me a couple mornings, and he's like, hey, tomorrow morning, meet me at the docks. So I ended up sailing around the island with him for about 3 hours. It was really cool, just me and him. So I'm learning how to pull the ropes and sail and all that stuff. I wouldn't tell him that I get motion sick and I wanted to throw up on my own face, but it didn't matter. It actually wasn't that bad. But I talked to him about this. And because he owns Virgin United, and a lot of Virgin United is his charity arm, the one we raised $1 million for. And he pays all the bills in the company, so you give him $1 million, $1 million goes on the ground to help people in need. Pretty cool. We built so many schools and did lots of great things. But I talked to him about that feeling, like to get rid of the last little bit I had in me about maybe even feeling guilty about making money. And he said something pretty cool. He said, Dean, the way I look at it is we're all blessed with different abilities. We all are blessed with different gifts. I'm not Mother Teresa. He said, I'm not the person that will, spend a month working at a soup kitchen, even though I'd love to, because my unique ability is to make money. And he said, let me ask you, Dean, if you, with your ability to make money and having this mindset of generating money, not be afraid to create profits and companies and all that stuff, he said, if you went to a soup kitchen and worked for 2 weeks, if that's all you could do, that's amazing. And the people that do it, that's their ability, that's their gift, that's what they're given to God, the universe, back to society, back to a whole. He said, you could do that for 2 weeks or a month. Or what if you popped by that homeless shelter and dropped off a check for $50,000? Which one do you think you personally could make a bigger impact on that homeless shelter? He said, if you know how to make it, if you get the right mindset, if you get the right tools and you go to another level, you have an ethical obligation to make more. And then do what you want. Give it all away if you want to. Help everybody. Help your family. Make sure your kids are okay. Retire your parents. Help your church out. Build a school in Africa. Donate it all to Houston or Florida, the next disaster that comes with people who really need it. And when he said that, it gave me that freedom. That last little bit this is what I want to do. I want to make thriving companies that make money, and I can do whatever I want with that money. And you get to do whatever you want. And if it's taking care of other people, helping people out, which is the greatest thing. We're all put on this earth to serve. That's why we're here. When you get past the worry of money, the next thing you think about is who can I give it to? Who can I serve? Once you have the security for yourself, it's about everybody else. So get that whole belief out of your system. The last little bit of it, that if you're making money, you're hurting someone else, because it's simply just a lie. All right. Here's another one. I love this from one of my mentors, Dan Sullivan. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the messages coming in. Dan Sullivan says, if you can cut a check for a problem, you basically don't have that problem. So the belief is money doesn't solve problems. That's a lie. Money solves a lot of problems. I'm not saying it's going to solve internal stuff, but when you can cut a check for a problem, the problem goes away. Right now, do me a favor. If you have something in your life that bugs you, stresses you, and you could simply cut a check for it and solve it, what would it be? Give me some answers right now. And I want to tell you some. What about worrying about your retirement? What if you could cut a big enough check to put away that you knew no matter if you lived to be 100, you'd be okay? Would that solve a problem? What if you knew you wanted to make sure your kids were okay and not spoil them, but give them money to start a new company, start a new business, to be okay when they want to buy their first home? Could you solve that problem? Do you have high credit card bills that you ran up a long time ago, and medical bills or something that you could pay off? If you cut a check for that problem, would it go away? What about your parents getting older? And maybe still working because they don't have enough for retirement? What if you could cut a check and retire both your parents? When I did that, it was one of the greatest feelings in my life. What about that problem? What about college for your children? If you cut a check for that problem, would that problem go away? What about a spouse or yourself who's in a job that's killing you, slowly just ripping away your soul? If you cut a check to get out of that job, would it solve that problem? You tell me. Am I overstepping my boundaries here? Am I pushing your money limits right now of what you think about money? Money solves problems. Let's stop lying. Let's stop BSing ourselves. Let's stop with that feeling of like, no, if we didn't have money. If you are the biggest hearted person in the world and your whole life is spent in charity, if you could have money to help more people, it solves the problem that you desire the most. Stop having any negative feelings about money, because it's not going to hang out with you if you do. Do you understand those things? Swim with dolphins, your mortgage, your school loans, college for my son, bills, retiring my parents, kids' college, pay off a mortgage, credit card debt, paying off. Yes, money solves problems. Now, I'm not saying that now you can snap your fingers and money just comes to you, but I'm saying it starts with this kind of mindset. And I want to tell you a story. I don't know if you've ever heard this. I haven't told it in a long time, but I want to tell you when it really anchored in for me about, can money solve problems? A few years back, I did a family reunion in Cabo, Mexico, and all of us hadn't been together in one spot. And I'm talking about my mom and my stepdad and my sister and my brother-in-law and my nephews and my entire family. And it was so nice. I rented this house right on the ocean. It was amazing. The waves crashing every night. We got this big place. We had someone that helped us. They cooked for us, and they were catching tuna, coming in and making sushi with the tuna. It was like, I was so blessed. That kid that lived in a trailer park and lived in a bathroom, and I'm there with my family, and it was just an unbelievable trip. So halfway through the trip, my stepdad, who I've known since I was 10 or 9, just gets really pale, passes out, and he's bleeding to death. We didn't know. We had to call the ambulance. He can't even sit up. He's so white. We get him to a hospital in Mexico. Thankfully, I had a friend down there that suggested what hospital to go to, but still, you're in a different country. There's no Medicaid. There's no insurance. There's none of that. And my stepdad is dying in front of us. He can't even sit up because there's not enough blood in his body. He lost like 3/4 or as much blood as you could lose, and then they say you die. He lost about 10% more. And he was bleeding internally. His colon burst. So the doctor comes out and says, your stepdad, your colon burst, who can I talk to? I'm like, you talk to me. He said, we don't take Medicaid, we don't take insurance, and we need to do this surgery. For me to get the right doctors in here to do it, we need $30,000, and we have to get paid up front. Now, would they have let my stepdad die? I'm hoping no, but the way they said it to me, literally we were talking, this is weird, but we walked outside of the hospital. We wanted to talk to me. I was outside in the parking lot talking to him about this. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, no problem. I pulled out my black card or my American Express card, and I gave it to him. I said, just put it on here. I cut a check for that problem just like that. Now, I don't think they would have let him die. I doubt that. But that hit me so strong. It's like when you can cut a check for the problem goes away. Gave him the credit card. They went in, did the surgery, and they ended up taking out his large intestines and sewing him up. And we got him back, after a week or two, we could get him back home. And this was 4 or 5 years ago. He's doing very well now, and not perfect when you lose your large intestines, but he's doing okay. And I share that because that's an extreme example of cutting a check for a problem. If you start thinking, how many times did I say cut a check for a problem goes away? I said it a lot because I want it to sink in. I want you, even if there's 10% resistance, your resistance is pushing money away from you. Okay, we get that point? Thank you guys for sharing it. I'm going to read all these quotes, all your messages, I promise. Help you clean your mortgage, a recent retiree, retire from my job. Love all the comments. Thanks for you guys being a part of this. Okay, the fourth one. Money doesn't make you a better version of yourself. Basically, can money make you a better person? Well, that's one that we can argue. Now, first I said money solves problems. You guys might be able to stomach that, but now you're saying, Dean, all right, money doesn't make you a better person. No, but it can. I always say when people have money or drink alcohol, it's like a magnifying glass. You get a bigger version of who they are. Like, I'm just being honest. If someone's obnoxious and broke or obnoxious when they're sober, you give them alcohol or money, they're super obnoxious in some cases. You have someone who's a jerk without money or a jerk when they're sober, you give them some money or you give them some alcohol. Sometimes it's the magnifying glass. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? But that's, in my opinion, that's a rare case. Can money make you a better version of yourself? Okay, so let me ask you this. How much do you think about money? Like all the things I talk about, if money could cut a check for a problem, you guys put a lot of things down. What if you could cut a check for all of those things and they went away and you didn't feel choked by money anymore? What if, let's just imagine here for a moment, what if, okay, I want to envision your future. Okay, what if you woke up tomorrow and the credit card was done, the bill was done, the mortgage was paid off, there's money away for your kids' college, you're a retiree and there was enough money there, mortgage problems, life problems, retiring your parents, making sure your kids were okay, all the things that we mentioned, I don't want to go through again. What if they were gone tomorrow morning? Can you feel that? Take a deep breath as if that was gone tomorrow. Now, again, I'm not pitching anything here. I'm telling you, mindset starts the evolution of making more. This is not about me telling you how to get rich tomorrow morning, but you can't get wealthy or generate more money in life until you get this crap out of your head. I hope that makes sense to you. But what if they were gone tomorrow? What if you got to a place where you never worried about money again? It was never a thought. You never woke up thinking about it. You never talked to your husband, your wife, your kids, your children, your friends, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins. You never even had a conversation about it. You just didn't think about it. Let me ask you, you're sitting in a room right now, wherever you are. You're sitting someplace watching me, whether live or watching the recording. You're watching me. When is the last time you thought about the oxygen in the room? When's the last time you went, wow, this air, really good. Glad to have it. Keeping me alive. My lungs are processing it. It's going through my bloodstream, feeding my brain. Glad my blood's oxygenized. No, you haven't thought about oxygen or air once since you've been watching me. Why? Because there's an abundance of it. You stop thinking about it. Give somebody a straw, a tiny little cocktail straw, and try to breathe through that. All you would think about is oxygen. Squeeze someone's throat. The only thing you would think about is oxygen. We think about money because it's not all around us. It's not abundant. We're breathing through a little cocktail straw, right? So I want you to imagine tomorrow morning you woke up. Really think about this. Do this with me. You're waking up. How would you breathe? How would you feel? What weight would be off your shoulders if money was no longer something you thought about? You cut checks for the problems in your life, and they're gone. And now you're left with you. You're left with you. How could you be a better version of yourself? Would you get therapy? Would you join a mastermind? Would you get a counselor? Would you get a coach? Would you get a nutritionist? Someone to help you with your diet? Would you get a personal trainer? Would you spend more time at church or go deeper on your spirituality? How often would you exercise? Would you get some courses on how to be better in your relationship and stop screwing up the things that we mess up all the time? Would you be a better parent? Would you coach one of your kids or your grandchildren? Or would you take your nephew or niece someplace? Would you do more surprises? Would you stop being on your phone all the time? Would you stop being distracted in life? Could you work on your ADD? Could you work on your overwhelm? Could you work on the anxiety that you have that you don't even tell anybody you have? Could you work on the stress that you have that could slowly be eating away at you and killing you? I'm not trying to do anything except give you a different mindset and a foundation to see that if you get money out of the way, there is a better version of you waiting. I want to tell you, in my life, I get to coach my daughter's softball team. I get to coach my son's flag football team. I get to coach my son's baseball team. I get to go watch my daughter when she has dance, either practice. I don't just go to games, I go to practices. I just do. How long are they going to be here? They're 8 and 10. I'm going to blink and they're going to be gone. I'm sucking up as much as I can. I couldn't do that if I worried about money. My health. I'm going to be 50 next year. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm not bragging, but I get to have a naturopath. I get to study nutrition. I get to go to the best doctors. I get to work out every single day. If I want a personal trainer, I got one just like that. I get to work on me. I read a book every 10 days. I go to counseling. I'm friends with some of the most incredible people, Tony Robbins, Dr. Daniel Amen, all these incredible people that I have in my life. I jump on a plane and go see them all the time because I want to gain their knowledge and their wisdom, and I want to share what I've learned. So many things that I'm sharing with you. I'm blessed to hang. I mean, in 4 days from now, right behind the camera is my where I do my masterminds. And I'm doing my Genius X group where people pay me $100,000 to come in. They come in 3 times a year. All the stuff that I learn at that group or I learn out in the world, I bring to you, I bring to them, right? I get to go do that. I'm a part of masterminds. I give Dan Sullivan $25,000 a year. I give Joe Polish $25,000 a year. I give other people, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on mastermind to gain the wisdom, because I'm not the guy that wants to go to college for 6 years. Just give me a weekend, give me all the stuff that works, and I'll go freaking do it. I know the rabbit and the tortoise, right? I want to be the rabbit and the tortoise combined. I want to go fast but steady and consistent. How do you do that? By being smart like you and gaining the unfair advantages from people who've done it before. The hardest way to learn in life is learning through your own trial and error. We know that's dumb, right? So I get to do those things. I get to work on, what about you? I get to work on finding what my purpose is, what charities I like, what makes me tick. You know, being in the second half of my life, like, I want to know what the hell I'm here for. I want to know my relationship with God on a deeper level, or my spirituality. I want to learn to meditate on a better level. I want to learn to have gratitude journals every day of my life and every night of my life. I want to do all these things. And when you get money out of the way, you're allowed to. How about helping others? Who do you want to help? Would you be a better version of yourself if you could cut checks or be a part or jump on a plane and go dig a well in Africa, or help lay the bricks of a school someplace, or help rebuild in Houston or in Florida? Does that make you a better version of yourself? And what about growth? Like I said, how much knowledge would you get? Who would you pay to coach you? Who would you pay to be a part of? Right? Those are the types of things I want you to think about. Is how could money make you a better version of you? Again, this is all foundational stuff. You know, if you're a part of any of my courses, my real estate course, how to make money online, or just getting the foundation of success, this is all the principles. But if you don't have this mindset, if you're carrying over a mindset from your parents or grandparents who, went through the Depression, if you're carrying on, negative beliefs and wrong beliefs about money, you'll just wonder, man, I was this close to making it so many times. Why am I still stuck in this job? Why did my friends get ahead? Why did he get ahead? She get ahead? Why did Dean's other students get ahead? A lot of times it's as simple as your relationship with money. So I want to do a little exercise here. And this one I'm going to make up on the fly because I have some other things I want to talk about on how to make it. But I want to talk about some things for you. You know, if you're a part of my group, read my books, watched any of the previous trainings in here, I am huge on where it is do you want to go? What is your vision? So what I'd love for you to do right now is let's talk about money and get you feeling what it would be like to make more of it. And I'm not just let me share something here. This isn't about like The Secret. I'm not dogging The Secret. I think it inspired so many people. It's incredible. But I'm not just going to talk to you about, let's dream about what it feels like to make that money and it'll just come to us. It's not going to just come to you. I'm just telling you by experience. You can meditate on it. You can fantasize about it. You can think through it. You got to get those feelings and then use those feelings for gaining the knowledge and taking action. That's the best way I could describe it. But if you don't feel it first, you'll be afraid of the knowledge and afraid of the action, and you'll sit on the sidelines and another opportunity will go by. Does that make sense? Okay. I want you to do this. Right now, whether you have a piece of paper or not, I want you to at least think through it. Let's pretend it's a year from now. And we just killed 4 beliefs. If it's a year from now and you realize money isn't scarce, you realize that you making money doesn't take it away from someone else. You realize that money does solve problems. And you realize money can allow you to be a better version of yourself. If you can think through those glasses, take off the glasses of any negative feelings about money, any negative beliefs about money, or you're not rich enough, or you're not smart enough, or you don't have enough time, or you didn't go enough to college, or money, it takes money to make money. If you throw all that crap away, and you just put on these new glasses that we're talking about today and start thinking about it is 1 year from today and money is no longer an issue in your life. I'm not going to even talk about how you're making it. That has nothing to do with it right now. I want you to just start thinking, if money was, it's a year from now, we're back here. We're still hammering away every month. We're doing these trainings, and money's no longer an issue. Piece of paper on your phone, or watch this again and do it if you're in a place where you can't write right now. What does your life look like if money is no longer an issue, something you think about? It's like the oxygen in this room. And I would just start writing down, what do you look like when you look in the mirror? Are you in the best shape of your life? What's your body look like? What's your confidence level like? What about when you walk in a room? What about when you're driving in your car? What do people see when they look at you? Do they think, oh my God, did you get thinner, taller? Did you get a tan? You working out? Did you get plastic surgery because you look younger? How's your confidence, your quiet confidence? How's your courage level? How's your relationship like? What does your husband look at you like? Or how does your wife look at you? How do your kids look at you? How do you feel internally? Do you feel like the man of the house that took care of, like the woman who can take care of herself or take care of the whole family if you want to? How do your friends look at you? How do you feel? Like what you feel, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. You wake up and you go, I'm not thinking about money anymore. What am I going to do today? Who are you helping? Who are you cutting checks for? What are you doing on a daily basis? How's the intimacy in your life? How's the passion? How healthy are you? Not just looking good in the mirror, but if your children or grandchildren want to run a race with you, can you go, Grandma, Grandpa, Mom, Dad, we'll do pretty good keeping up. I don't know what it is to you, but if you start fantasizing about it and you start setting a vision of where you want to go and not what you don't want, not what lack of money, not what trying to hold on to the last money you got, not standing on the sidelines, not being afraid, not thinking it's for other people. When you start realizing it's for you and you look through the lenses of what we're talking about today, what does that look like for you? And start writing those down right now. Just write them down or type them in your computer or do this exercise again. But it's a year from now and money's no longer an issue. Who are you? Allow yourself to feel that. I don't know what you're going through right now. I don't know if you're in tough pain, going through a divorce, going through a bankruptcy. You feel like you're too old. You feel like you're too young. You feel like you live in the wrong place. You feel like, Dean, this is great for everybody else, but you don't understand what I'm going through. I don't know if that's what you believe, but I've been lucky enough to watch people from every walk of life, from everywhere in the world, starting with different backgrounds, starting with the most hellish past, some that break my heart. I could cry thinking about it. And when they got it, they just got it. And started attracting money, started attracting relationships. Their first deal happened or their new business started. And a lot of it is this foundational stuff we're talking about right here, right now, today. So what does it look like? Tell me right now, give me some comments if it's a year from now and money is no longer an issue in your life. Who are you? Tell me, who are you? What do you look like? What do you feel like? Name a word. Are you courageous? Are you confident? Are you exhilarant? Are you excited? Are you enthusiastic? If you're feeling alive, if you get a better connection with God, is your spirituality on another level? Are you meditating? Are you waking up? What are you doing? Share. Let everybody else see. That's the kind of feeling I want you guys to have. Because when you start with that, and then you gain the success components that are in my book, Millionaire Success Habits, and my trainings, and all the things we're sharing here, then when you plug whatever it is, real estate, your own business, online, stock, whatever business you plug on top of that, you have the opportunity for exponential growth. That's why people go, oh my God, how did she start that new business 6 months ago and she's killing it? I've been wanting to do my own business for years because of this. Remember, 80% of your success lies in here. Okay, so if we did that little exercise and we thought through it, thank you for all the comments coming in. And Tanner, if you're watching right now, I want you to start going through and seeing all the people who write win, because we're going to pick somebody to get those 2 platinum tickets to the Edge right here at the end of this. So I want to I wanted to share, this is going to be a little bit of a shift, but I want to share some cool things here on ways to think through making it. So if I get you in that mindset, and I'm going to go deeper on this in our next training next month, but here's a little hint. And maybe you guys could tell me this too. I love the comments. I see them scrolling in. Like Colin, I'm confident, proud, prayerful, in shape, grateful, and debt-free. Man, I mean, who doesn't want that, right? Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Thanks for sharing. I'm watching all these. I have energy. I love all the wins coming in. So do me another favor now, besides the wins, because we're in Liberio, you put 4 wins. Come on, dude, it doesn't make you count 4 times. I'm just kidding, dude. If it's, this is what I want you to do right now. Tell me, from the people on here, if you own a business, want to own a business, or let's say, if you own a business, put own. If you want to start a business, and start a business could be a side hustle, a side income, real estate, information, stocks, online business, whatever it is. If you want to start a new online business, so you either own a business, you want to start one, you're a salesperson. If you're a salesperson, let me know. If you're a network marketer, let me know. If you're in a job and you kind of like your job, you just would love to get more raises and promotions, let me know. So we just have them come in. You either want to own, you want to start, you are a salesperson, network marketer, you have a job, you want to go another level. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Own. A lot of own and start, own. Awesome. They're coming in. Okay, so I want you to think about a couple little hacks here, a couple of things that I've known have been significant for my business and my companies in this journey of generating, I'd say upwards, it's probably past crazy, $1 billion in my life through my companies and my brands. That's not all profit. I didn't get to keep all that. It's big companies, big businesses with all my real estate ventures and book ventures and trainings and all these things. It's unbelievable to even say that out loud. But I've learned a lot along that journey, and some of the foundational stuff that people miss when I see companies struggling. When I have my 100K group and my 25K group and the groups I go to, why are some companies struggling and some companies thriving? And I really boil those down, and I'm a simple thinker. I'm not, there's so many people so much smarter than me in how to run a business. I'm so good at understanding people that I've been able to thrive because of that. So I want you to think about this. Know who you are, whether you own, want to start, you're a salesperson, network marketer, you're in a job, you already own your own business, you want to make more profits. One of the key things that we forget, and even if you're doing it here, you need to do it on another level, is know your prospect better than anyone else in your space. So what do I mean by that? Live inside your prospect's mind. Live inside your potential's mind, okay? So I'd love for you to think about who is your ideal, who is the avatar? Who is the avatar that you are trying to sell? Or if you're in a job, what's the avatar, what's your boss? Or if you're in your own business, who are you serving? What needs and wants are you supplying? To who? Who is the perfect person? And I want you to think about writing down who the avatar is, the perfect client. And because what happens is we live in our own minds so much, we forget that we're serving someone else. And remember this, people buy from you and will buy what they want, not what they need. Now remember that. People buy what they want, not what they need. A lot of people need to stop eating sugar, need to stop drinking, need to stop having too much caffeine, need to lose weight, need to get to the gym, need to fix their relationship, need to be more reliable, need to be better with their time. But people only do something about it when they want to. Okay, so remember the difference between need and want. You want to serve those wants. A lot of times, serve them what they want, and then give them what they need. Does that make sense? Serve them what they want, give them what they need. But I want you to think about this. Who is your avatar? Who is your ideal client? And here's some things that most people forget. Yeah, we go, if you're running Facebook ads or advertising, you're like, that's our demographic. No, deeper than demographic. Demographic, that's old school, building a brand and brand recognition. The hell with brand recognition. You want sales, and you want to serve people that need what you're offering. Whether you're in a job, whether you're in network marketing, whether you're in sales, whether you want to start a business, or whether you want to own it. So I want you to ask yourself these 4 questions and write it down. No matter if you're starting in real estate, anything that you're doing, write these down. Who are the people, who are the prospects? Who do you want to serve? Or who are you serving? Who are they? Are they 40 to 60-year-old women? Are they 60 to 90-year-old men? Or is it everybody? But narrow it down on who is it that you serve. Second, what do they fear? What do they fear? What is it that you are providing for them? Whether it's a product, a service, a house, a car, a product online, your book that you're going to write, what do they fear? And write down what they fear. And how do you help them overcome those fears and fix those fears? Next is, what do they desire? What do they want? Why would they want your product? Why would they want their service? Not just because they need it. So many people create products and go, this is revolutionary. And I say, why? It's because everybody needs it. Yeah, everybody needs it. In America, there's too many people overweight. There's too many people who spend too much money. They all need to stop spending in some cases. They all need to get out of a job that's killing them. They all need to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds around the belly. They all need to get to the gym more, but they're not doing it. So don't tell me you are going to change the world because you created something so amazing and they need it. They're going to come to you. No, they're not. Not without you understanding how they feel and providing this cure for what they want. So if you know who they are, you know what they fear, and then you know, write down what do they desire. You know, if you're in a weight loss product, who are they? It's people overweight. What do they fear? Not looking good, not being sexy to their partner, dying early, being a bad example to their kids and grandchildren, getting diabetes, losing a leg. I know there's some big fears about being obese, right? Name them. And then what do they desire? They desire to look better, feel better, run upstairs, run with their grandchildren or children or friends and family, be sexier, be more passionate, not be out of breath, not be sick, get off all the pills that are in your medicine cabinet. That's what they desire. So live into that feeling. And what are their obstacles? Their obstacles, maybe they don't have a lot of money, or maybe nobody in their family supports them. Or maybe, they don't know the difference of eating healthy and not, or they're on a tight budget, or they don't have time. If you know who they are, what they fear, what they desire, and what their obstacles are, you are doing better than all your competitors, because so many people get lost in my demographic and people, and people become robots. They don't become feeling, touching people. Listen, what I'm sharing with you right now, I have some notes, but I don't have a teleprompter. I don't have a script. I want to serve you in a way. I want to know, I know who you are. I know what you fear. That's why I talked about this today. I think I really know what you desire, and I know your obstacles. And if you listen to what I shared today, I did exactly what I'm teaching you. I know who you are. I know what you want. I know what you're afraid of. I know what your obstacles are. I've been at every level of where you are. It doesn't matter where you are. I've been broker than broken. I've made a whole bunch of money. I've been everywhere in between. So I can lean into that. I can do that without a script. I can do that without needing teleprompter and all that, because I know this about you and I want to serve you. And I hope you feel my authenticity. I hope you feel this is coming from the purest place in my heart. And I hope you realize what I'm sharing is it's not just crap I needed to put together. This is my life. Could be yours, right? So think about that in any business you're in. If you have that little thing, again, whether you want to start, think about who those people are going to be. If you're in business, are you really going deep enough on those feelings? If you're in network marketing, if you're in sales, if you have a job, do you know your surroundings at that level that can allow you to be the one that gets to the top of the pyramid? Oh, I put a couple notes here at the end. Once you, and just one thing to think out at 30,000 foot, this is one of the things we're going to go on deeper in future month trainings. Okay, get your questions, guys. If you have questions, we're getting towards the end. I'm going to share this one thing, and while I'm talking about this thing, just put a question mark first so I can look at it and see it, and then give me your question, and I will pick as many as I possibly can. Okay, but I want you to think about this. Once you understand who the people are, what they fear, what they desire, and what their obstacles are, and you serve that, and you give them what they want and supply them what they need, and someone becomes your client, how do you, and I want you to think about this for future trainings, how do you over-deliver to them in such a massive way and build reciprocity that they wouldn't dare think of going anyplace else but you? And one step higher, they appreciate that you over-delivered so much that they recommend you to all their friends, family, and wherever they can. How do you think through those? How do you make someone feel in a way that they got, I hope you being a part of this group, that you will tell friends. I hope that you'll be a group member forever. I hope that you, when you get done, you're like, damn, that was worth every bit and so much more. I got to tell friends and family. I hope you share my comments on Facebook. I hope you go to Facebook and like my stuff. I want all that stuff. I want my business to keep growing because I want all the same things that you want. And I want to keep growing because I want to serve more people and help more people. So I want to over-deliver to you. I want you to come and say, this is going to be good. And when you leave, go, damn, that wasn't good. It was great. That's my desire. How can you do that in your future business, your current business, in your sales business, in your network marketing, in your job that you're at? How do you over-deliver? Not worry about what people are going to give back to you. This is about you giving to the world. What was it? Jim Rohn, was it Jim Rohn or Zig Ziglar said, you want to become a millionaire? Help a whole bunch of people get wealthy and it'll happen as a byproduct. He said it more eloquently, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, send in your questions, guys. Okay. Mikas said, would it make sense to ask those 4 questions to my existing students that I like to work with? Of course it would. Absolutely it would. I mean, they're the core questions. They're the core questions of everything. I mean, if you guys know, maybe you got it, I sent out a survey to everybody on my list, 500,000 people that are in my emails, my students, my clients. I sent out a survey just 2 weeks ago asking so I can make sure I'm not imagining what you want. I'm not just thinking what you want. I want to know who you are so I can deliver you. If you're here and you're like, Dean, I wanted to learn how to bake cookies and bake and garden. And if I'm here talking about this and you're here learning about gardening or baking, you'd be like, this guy's an idiot, right? I'm here for you, serving exactly what you need. So yes, ask everybody. Due to abundance of information technology, everyone seems to have trainings, courses now. How can I pinpoint my mentor? How can I find my mentor? Ishmael, great question. Man, the internet and Facebook has allowed us to have access to so many things, which is wonderful. But here's what I would suggest, is find someone that speaks to your heart. I don't know about you, but I listen to books. I don't read books. So read, listen, whatever. Let's just take a book, for example. I will listen to a book and I will give every book a half hour. And every book has knowledge, wisdom, and someone else's experience to allow you to go faster in it. I think every book that exists in the world, especially in the personal growth or success realm, has valuable information. But if it doesn't speak to my heart, if I'm a half hour in and go, I know this is great wisdom, but it's just not written in a way that resonates with me, I'm out. I'm done. And I want to tell you, I'll have friends say, oh my God, this book, you have to read this book, it's amazing. And I'll read it. Nothing. It didn't speak to me. Or another book I'll recommend to somebody else. Go, no, that wasn't the way I talk. You have to find something that resonates with your heart. Also, you can't get jealous about what other people are doing. If someone else is making money in real estate and you're trying real estate and it's just not working for you, you make sure it's not limiting beliefs. Make sure it's not your idea about money. But you need to find something that jives with your heart. But you can't do that until you realize that some of the stuff you're telling yourself, if you've been bouncing to opportunity, it might not be the opportunity. It might be in here. Work on in here, and then let the course speak to you and feel it. That's the best advice I could give. How do you over-deliver? Hey, Donna, great question. I don't know what business you're in, but an example I'll give you in my business. If you've been with me or a student for a long time, you know I've been doing weekly wisdoms. I used to have them on deangraziosi.com. They're still there. If you go to deangraziosi.com, you can see them. But a lot of times now I do them live on Facebook because we get so many people that watch them and like them there, and everybody has access to it. Everybody's checking Facebook anyway. So we do them at deangraziosi.com and on Facebook, and they're on YouTube. But I've been doing those for 8 years, and they're free. And if you buy my book or you're part of my community, you get those. And that's part of how I want to over-deliver. Yes, they don't get this advanced training, but they get stuff that's life-changing if they listen to it. And that's been huge for me because I want to over-deliver to people. There's a lot of times I'll create a course and I'm like, no, let's just give that information away. And those little things make the difference. You know, I own hundreds of houses as well around the country, and people who pay my rent on time, 6 months in without them even knowing, I'll send them a $25 or $50 gift card to Starbucks and say, thank you. You paid rent on time for 6 months. A lot of people don't. You did. Thanks. That's over-delivering. I hope that helps whatever business you're in. Tanner, this is for you. Will there be an Edge 2017 replay released shortly? Yes. It won't be shortly, probably within a month. I know that was for Tanner. Dean, what systems or system would you suggest to really become successful in network marketing? Derek, I'd love to tell you that. I don't know. You know what? We're doing some research on network marketing right now. If I get some research or anything that points me in a direction of that, I promise I'll share with you, but I'll never give you information until I know the facts. So I hope that helps. Okay, Cindy. I love that question. What books are interesting you right now? Some of my favorite books, if you are wanting to start or you're in a business. read the book Rocket Fuel so you really understand the difference between a visionary and an implementer. You know, if you look at Walt Disney, he was the visionary, his brother was the implementer. And so many, Henry Ford had an implementer. Bill Gates, implementer, visionary implementer, visionary implementer. It's really good. When you start a business, you got to be both. I'm both, but I know I'm the visionary, and if I surround myself with people who get stuff done, everything changes. But if you know the difference, it's really huge. The name of the book is called Rocket Fuel. I suggest everyone, there's a great book I'm reading right now called Deep Work. Deep Work. That book is amazing to realize that we're in such a fragmented world. We're all checking Instagram and Facebook and social media, and we're checking all these things, and we're checking text messages, and we're going shallow on too many things. The way to be successful is pick one thing or a few things and go really deep. Do deep work. Great one. If you feel like you're just bouncing around and all over the place and distracted, Deep Work is a great one. And I always recommend The Untethered Soul. I love that book. I think it's a game changer. The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. It's a really great one. Now let's see. I want to... So this is, I want to grow my art business. Do you think email campaigns are a waste of time, and should I just focus on social media? Jen, the answer is both, because when you, if you get emails from me, right? So if I am doing this event and I want you here, I'm going to email you. If I come up with a revolutionary new course that I love, I'm going to email you and let you guys know about it, especially if I know it'll serve you and change your life. I can post it all on social media, and you should. So if you think of social media as the way to people to recognize you and learn about you and find them, because you can geo-target people and they're going to come to you if they like it, and their friends are going to recommend friends who like the same kind of art, and all of a sudden that can grow. Have a good presence. Get out there in social media. But once they say, Jen, I like your stuff, have an email list that you can keep a relationship with. Send them free advice about art. Send them ideas. Send them how to do art at home. Build a relationship. Build reciprocity. Over-deliver. And then when you have some new art, they're the first people that are going to want to buy it because you built a relationship with them. So they're not exclusive. You need to do both of them, if that makes sense. Better come up with ideas. Winter, you said, I'm better at coming up with ideas. I struggle with getting ideas as a result. How can I get past this barrier? That's why you should read Rocket Fuel, because we're taught that we should do all of it. We're taught to work on our weaknesses. Screw your weaknesses. If you're a visionary, if you're an implementer, you're going to come up with ideas in this shower that most people will never think of. And it doesn't make either one better. Implementer and visionary, you need both in the world. So what I'd say is read Rocket Fuel, understand how blessed you are to be a visionary. Or if you're an implementer, how blessed you are to be an implementer. And what I'd say is find someone you can work with or understand what an implementer does so you can kind of hobble along and get it done until things start to grow, and then you can get somebody who loves implementing, who loves getting stuff done, who loves standing operating procedures and SOPs and all that kind of operating systems. Let someone who loves that help you grow, and 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 5, and you can both grow exponentially. I hope that makes sense. Jennifer, that's one of the biggest questions I've been told or asked throughout the years, is any ideas how to convince spouse that this is my dream and I should be able to reach for it? Man, that's one of the toughest things. Sometimes the people that love us the most are the ones that are squashing our dreams the most, because they think your husband doesn't make him a bad guy, probably loves you dearly and he's thinking he's going to protect you. Life kicked his ass. And when someone's a dreamer or is thinking of that next level, that's what he believes. They're a dreamer. Get real. That won't work. The world has changed. It's not what it used to be 30 years ago. All those things are someone who got their ass kicked, or they just settled. If you really dug into your husband's life, there's a part of him, and I have no idea, I'm just guessing here, there's a part of him where he gave up on some of his dreams someplace because that's what he thought he had to do to maybe protect your family, to serve your family, to make sure your kids were okay, life was okay, the house was paid, something. And then you come along all of a sudden and want to reach for that thing, and it's not that he's trying to squash your dreams. And again, I'm just guessing here, but for him, it feels unsafe because those things don't work. So the only thing I could say is you can't force it on them. You can't get off of what we share today. Oh my God, what I learned from Dean today. They're like, yeah, another dreamer. You drank the Kool-Aid. That guy's just an infomercial scam artist or something. Like that's what people think, right? That's life, unfortunately, because people get their butts kicked. So what I would say, the best advice I could give you, Jennifer, is be the person you would love him to be. And don't ask him to come along. Let him just observe who you are. Instead of just saying, I want to do this and I want to go out and just do it. Just do it. Don't affect his life. Don't risk the money that could protect your family. Just go do it and start being a better version of you. Start living an abundant mindset first. Gain the capabilities. Start taking slow action. Get stuff done and watch how he'll evolve with you. If you tell him all the stuff you're going to do, if you want to show him on paper or listen to this video, I've done this for years, believe me. I get something like, you got to listen to this, and people aren't willing to, they're not. So just be the example you want, and my gut is he'll rise up with you, and then one day he'll go, wow, what are you doing? I'd love to see that. That's my hope for you, at least. Guys, I appreciate you totally. We've been on here for, oh my God, this has been so great. So many great messages today. Tanner, on my other thing, Tanner, can you send me someone that you picked randomly that wrote win? Sorry, guys, we're live here. I'm waiting. Okay, guys, got any last questions? Just waiting for... Any last questions before we go? Okay, did you enjoy this today? Let me know. Did you enjoy this? I'm waiting for who won from Tanner. And it looks like... I just got it. Okay. Did you guys enjoy today? Tell me. What was your favorite part? What are you going to change? Do you have a different thought on money? What does your life look like in a year? Let me know. I'm going to read all of these later. There's so many great comments that came in. And the winner of the 2 tickets, and I will have Tanner from my office reach out to you, is Sandy Duncan. So Sandy, congratulations on 2 tickets to the Edge. We will get you all the details and let you know. And I'm so happy you guys were here. Again, if you're watching the replay and you weren't here live, it's the same value, but I'm going to start giving away something every single month to bribe you to get here live, because we have this interaction, and I love all these comments. I read all of them, and it inspires me for next month. And then tell me right now, because I will read all of these, tell me what you would love to learn. There's Tanner. Hold on one second. What you would love to learn. What you would love to learn next month. I already know what's on the agenda, but if there's something that you're really yearning for, and if it matches, if a lot of you feel that way, then I'll do it. Guys, thank you so much for being here with me live or watching the replay, being a part of my live monthly training. I hope you've gone in the back office and looked at past trainings, the 3-hour strategy session, all those pieces, all of them. Build this foundation for wealth. Build this foundation for security and that next level of life. It's an awesome pleasure and a privilege to be here and serve. You guys have an amazing month. Be on the lookout for my emails. Be on the lookout for the next time and date for our training, and go out and kill it. Be the best you. The world deserves that of you. All right. See you guys.